So let me break down Israel versus Palestine. First of all, it's not complicated. You have two factions wanting to occupy the same territory. That is what this is about. So let's break it all down. Everyone tap the screen, share the live. Israel is a whole country recognized in the world, in the UN, everything. It is a territory that was created in order to give a homeland to Israelis. Palestine was the area recognized as where this homeland was created for Israel. The yellow is Palestine. The green is Israel. Over a certain time, you have had the establishment of the Israeli state amidst the Palestinian territory. It was done that way as a way to help Israelis have a territory of their own. You can see that there's been a trend over time that Israeli territory has been swallowing up Palestinian territory, which used to be known and recognized as Palestinian territory, but again, was created in order to give Israelis a home, specifically after the Holocaust. Let's break down some basic vocabulary here, all right? You're hearing the word Hamas. You're like, well, what is that? What is Hamas? Hamas is a terrorist group that is Palestinian. They occupy the area known as the Gaza Strip. This is the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip, as you can see right here, is a small part of the whole territory of Israel. If you are enjoying this breakdown, please smash that follow button. Hamas is a Palestinian terrorist group that occupies what is known as the Gaza Strip. They're the ones that initially were launching the missiles, which led to this flare-up that's all over the news. So you're like, Hamas is a terroristic group that has launched missiles, bombing, and killing innocent civilians. They occupy an area known as the Gaza Strip. What is noticeable and a very important detail is the Israeli government has put up an air and water blockade, meaning nothing's coming in and nothing is going out of the entire Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip, which is occupied by Palestinians, known as an open-air prison, because you're not allowed to have goods coming in and goods going out. You're not getting the food, the resources, the medicinal supplies that is necessary. It is known as an open-air prison. An open-air prison where Palestinians predominantly live. Palestinians, it's a Palestinian territory where they are not allowed to leave. Let's put this all in perspective here. The yellow is Palestine, the green is Israel. Over time, Israel has swallowed up more and more and more of what is known as Palestinian territory. Okay? So, 1947, the UN Partition Plan. The UN General Assembly initiates a plan to separate Western Palestine into two states, while the Jewish leader accepts the Palestinian leaders reject the plan, resulting in uprisings. Palestinian people did not want to just share the area that they recognized as their sovereign territory. They did not want to share it. They said, this is our place. This is our place. So just to put it in perspective, you can feel however you want about it. Just to put it in perspective, if the United States, pretend the United States was Palestine, okay? And you had a really, really awful event, like the Holocaust, happen. And they decided, you know what, we're going to make the homeland, a safe space for Jewish people, we're just going to take out all of the southern states. All the southern states, that's going to be no longer the United States, and that's now going to be recognized as the Jewish homeland, so that they can have a place after this awful event. To those of you who are like me in the United States, and I'm actually in the South, a Southern political gay guy, how would you feel knowing that part of your area that you recognize as your territory was then just swallowed up and given to someone else? These are two groups that are trying to share the same territory. Neither one necessarily is the key word, wants to share it, which makes conflict inevitable. Now, I'm going to get to all the specific nuance on why this issue continues to be exacerbated, and that, specifically based on fact, is driven by one side. And I'll get to that in a minute. Right now, Israel, under Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, since then, Gaza has been under a full Israeli-led land, sea, and air blockade. This prevents people and goods from freely entering or leaving the territory, leading to the territory being often called, quote, an open-air prison. Hamas is simply just responding to the unfair treatment of the Palestinian people in a very, very severe militaristic way, and I do not condone their actions, but it does put in perspective here that they are just simply responding to the fact that the Israeli government has put up a blockade of the Gaza Strip. Again, the Israeli government has put up a military air, water, and land blockade so that no goods, no food, no water, nothing's coming in or out. Now, this is something that people would call gaslighting, okay? Let me put this up here. Breaking. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has called on Palestinian civilians in Gaza to, quote, leave now, because the Israeli military is going to turn all Hamas hiding places into rubble. Again, Hamas is the group that governs the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip that is subject, often known as an open-air prison, subject to an air, military, and water coastal blockade by the Israeli government. There is a blockade put in by the Israeli government around the Gaza Strip. Then, the Israeli Prime Minister, who instituted the blockade, says, oh, all of you leave now because the Israeli military is going to turn all Hamas hiding places into rubble. Wouldn't the Israeli government, if they really did believe that, if they really, really were like, oh, we need to have Palestinians leave, then lift the open air and water blockade. But that's the point. They know. The Israeli government is basically gaslighting Palestine. They are gaslighting Palestine. Meaning that they put in this blockade in order to stop people from going in or going out, leaving. No trade, no water, no food, no medicine, nothing. And they say, oh, leave, so because we're going to destroy Hamas. They're located in the place that we are imprisoning you, but, just leave. That's like, again, let's put in a metaphor. I love metaphors. That's like asking people in a prison, oh, just leave. We're going to do a raid of the prison because there's a couple radical prisoners on level H. And so we're going to do a whole raid of the prison. So just leave. How are they supposed to leave if you were the one imprisoning them? That's what's happening right now. It's not that hard to understand.